Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Texas Rangers and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for Texas today is Brian Allard, whose record is 4-6 with an 8.09 ERA. And taking the hill for the Tigers is Dave Rozema, whose record is 6-6 with a 4.65 ERA. So yesterday, the first game of July, we lost to the Rangers 3-1. The Rangers and the Tigers share the same record now, so very comparable teams, and we never really could get anything going against Doc Medic, who pitched a complete game yesterday. And beyond that, there really isn't much more to say about this game other than Rick Russell in what should have been his poor performance, because every other game he pitches well or bad. And so this should have been a poor one, but he pitched fairly decently. And I guess maybe that breaks the chain. So today's game, the second game of the three-game series, is with Brian Allard and Dave Rozema. Let's go ahead and get to the action. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And here is the Tigers pitching staff with all of our bullpen available today. And we do have a couple changes to our lineup. We have Lou Whitaker back in the lineup after getting a day off yesterday. Carlton Fisk was listed as tired, which may account for why he's been hitting so poorly. So what I've done is I've moved Gary Hancock into the DH spot and put Bob Baylor in right field since he's superior defensively. And we'll go over here and get the lineup rundown. On the right side over here, you'll see the players' corresponding 1980 Topps baseball card. So, batting leadoff for the Rangers and playing shortstop is Chris Spire. Batting second and in left field is Johnny Grubb. And batting third and playing first base, Steve Garvey. Batting cleanup and in right field is Richie Zisk. Batting fifth and DHing is Rusty Staub. Batting sixth and playing third base is Buddy Bell. Batting seventh and catching is Jim Sundberg. Batting eighth and at second base is Bump Wills, and you'll see two cards of Bump Wills on the right side, and I'll explain those later in the game. And batting ninth is center fielder Mickey Rivers. And on the mound for the Tigers today is Dave Rozema, who's 6-6. He was a hard luck loser in his last start. He went 8 innings, the longest of the season, giving up only 2 runs, but he took the loss. And so he has been pitching much better lately, and so we'll see how he does today. So let's go ahead and get the game started. Here's Chris Spire leading off against Dave Rozema in the top of the first. Spire grounds it to first, and that's 1 down. Bringing up left fielder Johnny Grubb. Grubb walks. So runner at first, 1 out. Rozema doesn't walk very many batters, so that's unusual. As Steve Garvey gets a base hit into right center field, Grubb advances to third. And now it's first and third with 1 out. And here's Richie Zisk. And Zisk is going to ground it to short. Is that going to be 2? Nope, we only get the runner at second, and so the run scores on the ground ball by Richie Zisk, and it's 1-0 Rangers. And that brings up Rusty Staub with 2 outs. Staub flies into left center field, and that's the 3rd out. So let's go ahead and do the Tigers rundown. Batting first and playing second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second and at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third and playing third base is Richie Hebner. Batting cleanup and in left field is Steve Kemp. Batting fifth and in center field is Barry Bonnell. Batting sixth and playing DH is Gary Hancock. Batting seventh and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting eighth and at first base is Jason Thompson. And batting ninth and getting a spot start in right field is newly acquired Bob Baylor. And on the mound for the Texas Rangers is Brian Allard. Allard is 4-6, making his 11th start of the year. A really high ERA, 8.09. More walks than strikeouts, and the opponent's batting average is .327. So we're going to need to put some runs on the board against Allard in order to take care of this Rangers offense. So Whitaker starts off the game by striking out, and that's going to bring up Alan Trammell, who's got a 17-game hitting streak. And he starts off the at-bat by walking. So runner first, one down. Here's Richie Hebner. Hebner grounds it to short, and there's a double play. So we head to the top of the second. Rangers are up 1-0. Buddy Bell leading off the inning. And Bell grounds it to short, and that's one down. So one down for Jim Sundberg. He grounds it to short. And that's the second out. And so here's Bump Wills. I have a lot of good information about Bump Wills. I'm sure most of you already know that he is the son of Los Angeles Dodgers great Maury Wills. And Bump Wills, the baseball card that I showed you, is a Topps 1979 error card. And what had happened was, before the cards were made for the 1979 season, there was a rumor that Bump Wills was going to be traded from the Rangers to the Toronto Blue Jays. And so, to get a jump on the card making process, they decided to, even though Bump Wills was shown in a Texas Rangers uniform, that they would go ahead and change the team to the Blue Jays. And so the baseball card you see over here is the actual baseball card that was originally produced. But then the trade never happened. And so Topps, wanting to correct the error late in the card making process, created new cards that showed Bump Wills actually on the Rangers. And that card is the more valuable of the two, the one that actually shows him correctly on the Rangers team. So I always found that interesting. I have both cards personally, as Steve Kemp gets hit and he takes first base. So I actually have both cards in my collection, just for the fun of it. They're not super valuable, but it's just a fun thing to have. And that's a second double play in 2 innings as Barry Bonnell grounds to short. So it's going to be up to Gary Hancock to get things going here. And Hancock grounds it to second. And that's the end of the inning as we head to the top of the third. Mickey Rivers will lead off. And he grounds it to Whitaker. That's one down. And back to the top of the lineup for Chris Spire. Spire hits a line drive to short. That's going to be the second out of the inning. So 2 down for Johnny Grubb, who walked in his first at bat. And he walks again. So that will bring up Steve Garvey, who has the only hit of the game so far. And Garvey pops it up on the infield. Thompson takes charge, and that will be the third out of the inning. So we head to the bottom of the third. Lance Parrish will be leading off the inning. And he gets a base hit into center field. And maybe that's a good sign. I moved Parrish down in the lineup to the number 7 spot. So runner at first. JT is up and he takes a third strike looking. So 1 down for Bob Baylor. And Bob Baylor gets hit by a pitch. So runners at first and second. And 1 out for Sweet Lou Whitaker. Whitaker's going to ground it to first. Is that the third double play? It is not. We get the runner at second. And runners at first and third for Trammell. 2 down. And Trammell hits it on a line to center field, and it will be caught for this third out. So we head to the top of the fourth. Dave Rozema sitting at 55 pitches. Richie Zisk leads off the inning, and he slices it to right on a line, and it's going to be caught by Baylor. So one down for Rusty Staub. Staub's going to ground it to Whitaker at second, and that's 2 outs. And then 2 down for Buddy Bell. And Buddy Bell grounds it to Whitaker. So a 1-2-3 inning for Rozema. And we head to the bottom of the fourth. Each team only has 1 hit so far. So Hebner leads off. He lines out to center field. And I don't know what it is, but whenever we face a starter who has a terrible ERA, he seems to be Cy Young against us, as Steve Kemp gets a base hit through the left side. So Kemp is at first base. Barry Bonnell comes to the plate. We're going to hit and run to try to avoid a double play. And Bonnell's going to ground it to second. Kemp advances to second base. And that's 2 down. So we have a runner in scoring position for Gary Hancock. Base hit should tie the game. And there's the base hit by Hancock into center field. And do I want to send the runner home? I guess we have to. Oh, no, look at that. An 82 just beyond the infield. But we might not get another chance. So we're going to say yes. And Kemp is safe at home. So a little drama there as we tie the game up on the RBI single by Gary Hancock. So 2 down. Here's Lance Parrish. And Parrish gets a base hit to right field. It's the second hit of the game. Hancock advances to third. So we have a little bit of a rally going here for JT, who struck out in his first at-bat. And there's a base hit up the middle for JT. Hancock scores easily. Parrish holds at second, and we take the lead 2-1. So all of this is with a 2-out rally, bringing up number 9 hitter, Bob Baylor, runners at first and second. And he grounds it weakly to first, and that's the third out. So we head to the top of the fifth. Now we're up 2-1. Jim Sundberg will lead off the inning, and Sundberg walks. So the other information that I have about Bump Wills is that as a rookie, he was given, he won the second base position in spring training. And Lenny Randall, who had had the job before Bump Wills, was so angry that he actually punched the manager, Frank Lucchese, right in the face and sent him to the hospital. And so Lenny Randall was suspended for 30 games and then later traded. And Bump Wills ended up having a great rookie season. He finished third in the Rookie of the Year voting. And so Lenny Randall eventually went on to be known as the ball player who tried to blow the baseball foul on the third base side. I'm sure you've seen that video where he was on the New York Mets. So there's 2 down, and Mickey Rivers, who earlier, Sundberg walked, and then we got the lead runner at second. So Rivers just stole second base. So runner in scoring position for leadoff man Chris Spire. Dave Rozema's at 81 pitches. And Spire grounds it to short. And that is going to be an error by Trammell. So runner at first and third. 2 down, and here's lefty Johnny Grubb. I don't like it when this happens. Usually, it's a line drive to short. Usually when there's an error that keeps the inning going, that usually means a run's going to be scored. But under the circumstances, we get out of the inning with no damage done, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. And we're at the top of the lineup with Lou Whitaker, 3rd time through. And Whitaker strikes out looking, so 1 out. Here's Trammell still looking for a hit today to extend his hit streak. And there's a ground ball to short. And he's going to have to keep looking, as that's the 2nd out of the inning. So Richie Hebner bats with 2 down, and he grounds to first. So 1-2-3 inning for Allard. And we're going to tread lightly with Rozema here as he faces the 3rd, 4th, and 5th batters in the lineup. So Steve Garvey's going to get it started, and there's a base hit to right. So we're going to give the defense a chance to turn a double play, and if not, we're going to go to a lefty for Rusty Staub. Nope, as Rozema's officially tired, Zisk gets a base hit to right field, and now it's 1st and 2nd. Nobody out, and it's time to bring in Dan Schatzeder, who's made a couple relief appearances since being moved out of the rotation, not giving up any runs so far. And so we're going to need Schatzeder to do something good here as he gets Staub to ground to 2nd, and there's the double play. So great job by Schatzeder, and we're going to flip back to a righty. We're going to bring in Tom Hume with a runner at 3rd to face Buddy Bell. And Hume gets Bell swinging, so we get out of the inning, preserve the 2-1 lead, head to the bottom of the 6th with Steve Kemp leading off. So Kemp is going to rip it to right field, and it's going to go into the bleachers for a home run, 379 feet to right. And that extends our lead to 3-1. That's Kemp's 10th home run on the year, and his first in quite a while. So nobody out still, as Barry Bonnell lines out to right field. That's 1 down. So that's going to bring up Gary Hancock, who drove in the go-ahead run. Here he grounds out to 2nd. That's the 2nd out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Lance Parrish, big wheel. He's 2 for 2 today. And Parrish is going to pop it up on the infield, and that will be the 3rd out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch over to the game stats. And we're going to let Hume pitch to Sundberg, and then we'll take it batter by batter. Jim Sundberg is going to ground it to short, and that's 1 down here at the top of the 7th. So 1 down for Bump Wills. The other really interesting thing about Bump Wills is this has only happened twice in Major League history. Bump Wills and Toby Harrah hit back-to-back inside the park home runs, and they're the only back-to-back home run hitters who did it on back-to-back pitches. So another little interesting fact about Bump Wills, as Bump Wills gets a base hit to right field, and that brings up Mickey Rivers. So we're going to take out Hume, and we're going to bring in Pat Underwood. Here's Pat Underwood's stats. 1-1 with a 2.43 ERA. Opponents are batting .248 against him. He's been highly effective this year. So 1 down, runner at first. And Rivers hits it on the line to center field. That's 2 outs. And back to the top of the lineup with Chris Spire. And he hits it on a line into the right center field gap, gets to the wall. Wills, even with his great speed, has to hold at third. So runners at second and third. And Underwood's going to be facing a lefty here. So we're going to let him pitch to Grubb. One base hit to tie the game. And he walks Grubb. So Underwood, we're going to pull him from the game. And we're going to bring in Roger Weaver. So Weaver is going to face Steve Garvey, bases loaded, 2 outs, game on the line, base hit will tie it, and Weaver walks in a run. So now it's 3-2, bases still loaded, and Richie Zisk has a chance to take the lead. And Zisk is going to ground it to Trammell at short, and we get out of the inning just giving up 1 run. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Score is 3-2. Brian Allard still in there, only at 86 pitches. JT leads off the inning. He's going to hit it into center field, and it gets to the wall. It's going to be scored a double, and Thompson advances to third on an error by Mickey Rivers. So we're on the verge of getting that run back. The Rangers are not pulling in the infield. So we're going to let Bob Baylor swing away. He hits a line drive to left, and Thompson does score. So a sac fly for Baylor. We get the run back. It's 4-2. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Lou Whitaker, who's over 3 with 2 strikeouts. And here he walks. So runner first, 1 down. And this might be the last chance for Alan Trammell to extend his hit streak. It's 1 down, runner at first. Here's Tram. And he's going to ground it to second. And they only get the lead runner, Whitaker, at second base. And Trammell is safe at first. So that, unless we put up some runs here, that should be the last chance for Trammell this game. So 2 outs for Richie Hebner, and Hebner grounds it to third, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning as we head to the top of the 8th. And we're going to take out Weaver, who walked in a run, and we're going to bring in George Capuzzello. And here's the information on Capuzzello. He's been fantastic as a rookie. 19 games, 1.69 ERA, and a .235 opponent's batting average. And he's going to face Rusty Staub to lead off the top of the 8th. And Staub is going to bloop it into right center field, and it gets down for a base hit. So the tying run comes to the plate, and we're in a little bit of trouble then because we just have a bunch of righties coming in. So we're going to bring in Tobik, who's been pretty bad lately, but we're going to guard the lines and see if we can't turn a double play with Rusty Staub being only a 63 speed. Instead, Buddy Bell strikes out looking. And so 1 down for Jim Sundberg. Speaking of turtle-like speed, Sundberg is a 65. Tobik induces a pop-up to third, and an error by Hebner allows Sundberg to be safe at first. So first and second, here's Bump Wills. And we are definitely in a little bit of a jam here. I don't have any more lefties to go against Rivers. So first and second, 1 out. Here's Bump Wills. Bump Wills hits it back to Tobik. And Tobik turns a double play to get out of the inning. Nice. That's amazing. I did not expect that to happen. So Brian Allard sitting at 100 pitches. And Steve Kemp is going to lead off the inning. He's 2 for 2 with a home run. And here he grounds it to third. That's the first out of the inning. So 1 down for Barry Bunnell. Bunnell's 0 for 3 today. Grounds it to second. It's 2 outs. And here's Gary Hancock. 1 for 3 with an RBI against Allard, and Allard gets him to ground to short. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. So Allard pitched a great game. He's kept the team in it. And we're going to take out Tobic, and we're going to bring in Aurelio Lopez. He's going to have to get through the bottom hitter, Mickey Rivers, and Spire and Grubb, 2 lefties in there. We're also going to take out Hebner at third and bring in Brookins defensively. So here we go. Mickey Rivers leading off the inning against Lopez. And he gets a base hit to left field. So Rivers is on first with that great speed. Stolen base means nothing, as Spire gets a base hit up the middle. And so now runners at first and third, nobody out. And here's Johnny Grubb. Nothing can go easy for this team. We're going to keep the infield back and try to turn 2. As Grubb walks for the fourth time today. Grubb has walked 4 times. Bases loaded. We got to pull the infield in now, as Lopez is on the verge of giving this game away. So we pull the infield in. Here's Steve Garvey. 3-2 count, and Garvey's going to pop it right over Trammell's head. It will be caught by Kemp, and that's the first out. Rivers does not attempt to score, and so we have a chance of getting out of this. So we're going to, with 1 down, we're going to keep the infield back, try to turn 2. And Zisk gets a base hit up the middle. That's going to score 2 runs? No, just 1. Everybody advances a bag, and now here's Rusty Staub. So he's a lefty. We're going to pull the infield in and hope that Staub hits it back at someone. Only 1 out, and a wild pitch. Unbelievable. So the tying run scores, and now we can intentionally walk Staub. And that'll bring up the righty Bell. And there goes the victory opportunity for Rozema. And now we're on the verge of letting this game slip right through our hands. We're going to pull the infield in again. And that ought to be deep enough in left field to get Grubb in from third. It is. And there's the go-ahead run, as the Rangers have scored 3 runs here in the 9th, all earned against Aurelio Lopez. So 2 down. Here's Jim Sundberg, and he walks. So 3 walks and 3 hits by our closer, Aurelio Lopez. And at this point, just got to let it play out, as the Rangers have now batted around. Wills is going to fly out to right field, and it is mercifully over. So we head to the bottom of the 9th, and this game has gotten away from us, as we have Parrish, Thompson, and Baylor coming up. So Parrish is 2 for 3 against Allard, and he just jacks it into left field bleachers to tie the game. So clutch hitting from Parrish, 3 for 4 today with that home run. And so once again the score is tied, and now we have a chance to end this baby with JT. Allard's tired at 114 pitches. Thompson grounds it right into the dirt. And it says he flied out to right, but that didn't look like a fly out to right. So 1 down. Here's Bob Baylor. I was thinking about pinch hitting for him, but I'm glad I didn't, because he's going to get a base hit to left field. That's going to bring in Jim Kern. Jim Kern is the closer for the Rangers. Got 15 saves in 18 opportunities. 1-1 record with a 3 ERA. Opponents are batting .243. So Baylor was leading the Blue Jays in stolen bases. before the trade. So we're going to have him attempt to steal. I have a feeling they're going to pitch out because that's what they always do. No. They couldn't see that one coming, I guess, as Baylor steals second. And now Whitaker has a chance to win the game. And he does with a base hit to right field. Baylor scores. Trammell does not get the opportunity to extend his hit streak. That is over, but we've won the game in dramatic fashion as we give up the lead by having the Rangers score 3 runs in the top of the 9th, and then we put together a little rally to win the game. So no transactions of note. Let's pull up this box score. And we take the second game, evening up the series at 1. We'll come back for the third game tomorrow. Then we have a day off as we head to Baltimore. I don't know why it's taking so long to load, but it is. There it is. Okay. So I guess the player of the game, I think it's going to be Lance Parrish, who hit the home run to tie it. So we're going to give it to Parrish. And Aurelio Lopez gets the vulture win with that one inning of terrible pitching. His record is 3-1. And Brian Allard gets the hard luck loss. So at any rate, that's it from Tiger Stadium, and we will see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great night.